Hey friends, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen, and today I thought I would just let you hang out with me here in the kitchen. I'm getting ready to prep some chicken for tonight's dinner, and I'm actually going to bring you along and let you watch Tim prepare hibachi chicken and rice for us outside on the Blackstone. Now that's the plan. Hopefully the weather will cooperate with us. Yesterday we broke 100 degrees and it's been super hot for many days now, and we've had very little rain. We did get a small storm overnight last night, which gave us some rain, and so I was so thankful for that. I woke up about 2 o'clock this morning and heard it raining and was just like, thank you God for the rain, because we need it so bad. Our grass is just brown and crunchy when you walk on it. Probably a lot of you are experiencing the same thing right now. We had lots and lots of rain back in the early part of May, and like mid-May, and then nothing. So thankful for every little shower that we get, but it's been very, very hot. It's been in the 90s consecutively, like days and days back to back. Today, I think it's reached 90 again, but we are still gonna take it outside and cook dinner. It beats heating up the inside, even though it's hot to cook out there. But when you have to heat the oven up and all that, when it's already so hot outside, that's just no fun at all. So the hibachi chicken, that's what we're having for dinner tonight. I will fix some rice to go along with it in our Instant Pot, and then we'll put all of that on the Blackstone, or he will, and I'll show you that whole process. That is one of our favorite dinners. It's a requested dinner. So when we were coming back from vacation last week, I said, okay, any dinner ideas for the week ahead? And one of the kids said, yes, please let Dad make hibachi chicken and rice on the Blackstone. So that's the plan for tonight. I also had another request to make a dessert for tonight, which I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I'm actually going to prep the chicken and get it marinating in some teriyaki sauce. And then I'm going to peruse my cookbooks and see if I can find something that we have never made together on YouTube that I have the ingredients to make, so I don't have to run out to the grocery store. So that's the plan, but we're going to get our chicken prepped for tonight first. So this is very simple chicken. I've already rinsed our chicken that's in the bag here. I'm going to cut it in cubes, put it in this bowl. Then I'm gonna add teriyaki sauce and kind of like mix it together, let that marinate in the teriyaki sauce, and I'll probably just put it right back in the bag so that it's ready for the grill later. All right, now this is done. I'm going to wrap this up, put it in the fridge, or I might transfer it back to the Ziploc bag, let it marinate in the fridge. Let's see, it will probably be in there about 4 hours before it's time to cook it. And then in a little while, we will make our rice for tonight's dinner. Okay, guys, so I spent a couple of minutes looking through cookbooks just to kind of get an idea of something I can pull together really quick tonight with ingredients we already have on hand. And one thing I knew we had on hand was a yellow cake mix, a box cake mix, and we have some vanilla instant pudding. So there was one recipe I found, which is just, it's from the Cake Doctor cookbook, and I have used this to where the pages are falling out over the years. Such good ones in here, but basically you take just a box cake mix and you doctor it up, make it into something more fancy, something fancier, I guess. And then you can make your own frostings. And so I was just gonna make a classic yellow cake with a homemade chocolate frosting, which happens to be a favorite in this house. Or I found another one, which is a ooey gooey butter cake. And I found this in the Quick and Easy, Gooseberry Quick and Easy family favorites. And I got to thinking about a cake that we had at Paula Deen's restaurant in Savannah years ago. It was a ooey gooey butter cake, and for some reason I think she said it was inspired by Elvis, maybe, or maybe I'm wrong on that. But I remember having it. It was really, really good, and we have all the stuff that it calls for as well, which one of the ingredients is a yellow cake mix. So I'm going to poll the family and let them pick what they want for tonight. Now I did find a couple of others, but I would have had to run out and get ingredients for those, so we will have to put them off to another time. But one I'm very interested in, and it might have to make its way into our kitchen between now and the 4th of July, because it sounds like it would be great to have on your table for your 4th of July cookouts. So we'll think more on that one. All right, let me poll the family and I'll let you know what the decision is. All right, so the family has voted, and tonight we're gonna have the classic yellow cake with chocolate frosting. And so we will put the ooey gooey butter cake off to the side for another time. That is definitely one that I want to try. And we just decided, well, they decided that they'd rather have the cake with the chocolate frosting for tonight. So that's what we're gonna make, very simple, but you know, you might wanna see how we do it. So I'm gonna bring you along for it, and I don't think it's something I've ever made on this channel. If it is, then you'll just be seeing it again. Okay, let's get started. Very simple ingredients. We're just gonna use a classic yellow cake mix that we had on hand. No certain brand. You use what you like. And then we're gonna add to that 1 packet of instant pudding and pie filling, and this is just a small packet. Like I said, unless you have a favorite brand, you can use any brand you'd like. We're gonna add in 1 1/4 cups of milk. And I'm just using what I had on hand, which is a combination of whole milk and some almond milk. And like I said, use what you have. All right, and then we're gonna use vegetable oil this time. You could probably use avocado oil, whatever you have. Sometimes I'll substitute for apple sauce, but tonight I thought I would just do it the way the recipe says. So 1/2 cup, we're gonna use vegetable oil. And then now we're gonna get 3 eggs in there. Got our farm fresh eggs here, and I happen to have 3 left in this container. We'll crack them in our bowl first, make sure we don't have any shells. And I just defeat the purpose there, but those look good. I wanna do those one at a time. Our cake batter mixed. Now we're going to pour these into our prepared pans, which I forgot to show you earlier, but I just sprayed the bottoms with some nonstick spray, and then I took parchment paper, traced my cake round on the parchment paper, and then cut it out just to put in the bottom for easy removal. And so you can buy those cake round parchments already, you know, cut for you, or you can just cut your own. It really doesn't take but a minute to do that. Now we're just going to divide this evenly into our cake pans. Our oven has preheated to 350 degrees, and we're gonna add these to the oven, let them cook for about 30 to 35 minutes. And the general rule is you cook them until they're done in the middle, and the way you know that is by taking them out and checking them with a toothpick. And once you remove the toothpick, if it is dry, that's how you know your cake is done. But if you put it in there and you pull it out and it has the cake batter on it, then you know it needs to cook for a little bit longer. All right, the trick trying to divide these evenly, that's sometimes a hard thing. All right, I think one might be larger than the other, but that's okay. So I saw one time that you're supposed to like drop your cakes on the counter to get all the air bubbles out. Do y'all do that? I don't know if it works or not. All right, into the oven they're going for 30 to 35 minutes. I've measured out 2 cups of rice that I'm going to get rinsed really quick before we get into our Instant Pot. So this is 2 cups of rinsed rice, and I just rinse it until the water runs clear. And we are using just a regular white rice tonight. You could use brown rice, jasmine rice. I've used all variations and they all work the same. I'm gonna add just a little bit of olive oil to this. This will keep it from sticking to our Instant Pot. It just helps it to come together a little bit better. Makes it fluffier too, I think. And then we're gonna add 2.5 cups of water. The angle's not too great here, but just bear with me. All right, we're gonna add our lid on, and we're gonna make sure it's set to sealing. And then, let me move you to the front. Okay, now mine happens to have a rice setting, so that's what we're going to do. And that seems to work just perfect. So we've got 2 cups of rice, 2.5 cups of water. Oh, I didn't put salt in there. We'll season it when it finishes cooking. But you could add like a little sprinkle of salt in there as well. All right, and we're gonna probably just let this naturally release and then come back later on. It'll keep it warm for us because it's still about an hour or two before Tim will need it to fix dinner tonight. So we'll just let it stay warm in here and I'll bring you back. All right, these cooked for exactly 30 minutes. I've checked them with the toothpick test and they are done. So we're gonna let them cool. It said at least for 5 minutes in the pans, and then we can take them out and let them cool on the rack. But while we're waiting on that, I'm gonna go ahead and get the frosting made, and then that way when they completely cool, we can frost the cake. Okay, so we are gonna make our own homemade frosting. This is called Fluffy Chocolate Frosting. Again, it came out of that Cake Doctor recipe book, and I believe I have actually made it before. Sometimes I'll put notes by my recipes just so I know if it's good or not, and I'm sure this one is. If I'm going off memory, I believe that it is. Okay, so that's 1 stick of softened butter. I just let it soften at room temperature. And then we're gonna add in 2/3 cup of baking cocoa. And then we wanna go ahead and mix this up a little bit first, just until it's combined, about 30 seconds, and then we'll add in the rest of our ingredients. Well, you guys, the camera cut off because of some storage issues, and y'all probably missed the chocolate explosion. Anytime you mix baking cocoa, you know what can happen. I should have remembered and covered things, but anyway, I'm covered in a nice dusting of chocolate. I look tanner, but we're gonna carry on. That's life, right? Okay, next we're just gonna add our 3 cups of sifted, and I went ahead and sifted this powdered sugar, and which is probably gonna blow all over the kitchen again. I thought maybe this extra large bowl that I was putting everything in would help, but oh well, we'll clean it up. I haven't cleaned the house yet. I was gonna do that while I was gonna do that after everything was finished, so no harm there. Then we're gonna add in a 1/3 cup of milk and 2 teaspoons of our homemade vanilla extract. I'm just gonna eyeball it. That's 1 and 2. All right, stand back. Let's mix this up. Now that one wasn't bad at all. And I'm gonna scrape the sides of the bowl. Then we'll continue. I will say this mixer, it has like 1 speed. Fast, well, it has maybe more than 1 speed, but the lowest speed is fast. So you get what you get, you know? All right, I'm gonna finish mixing this together. All right, I think I like that consistency. It says you can add milk to it if you need to thin it out, or powdered sugar if you need to make it thicker. So let's give it a taste test. Oh, that is so good. There is nothing to me like homemade frosting. All right, well, I'm gonna see if Alex wants one of these beaters, and I'm going to just cover this, put it in a cool spot so that we'll have it when we're ready for it. All right, time to ice our cake. Now this is gonna be a very flat cake. If I wanted to make it impressive, I could use 8-inch cake rounds and do 3 of them and stack it up, or do 3 9-inch cake rounds, but it's just us. We're simple folk, and it's gonna be good, no matter how we do it. So I hate that y'all are even watching me do this because I am not the best at decorating and frosting cakes. So if you want to fast forward through this part, you can. Or maybe I'll just speed it up. That's what we'll do. We'll just speed it up. It's done. It's just hanging out over here in the Instant Pot, and the Instant Pot is keeping it warm. But I think that I must have always made 3 cups of rice for us, because this is 2 cups cooked and it doesn't look like enough for the 4 of us. So I think I'm going to put this in another bowl and then do 1 more cup so that we know we have enough. The prep work has begun. Overlook my dirty window. The chef extraordinaire is prepping his work surface. I'm getting ready to get all the ingredients together. Our rice, our veggies, our chicken, salt, pepper, soy sauce. Simple dinner. Here we go. You like your new salt shaker?
Oh yeah.
You gotta get one for the pepper too.
$1.99 salt shaker. That was good buy. Fort Durham Rescue Mission too.
Yeah, we got that at a thrift store. Well, it's brand new in the box. Here, use it again so I can see. You need to put salt on anything else. Look at that little thing. So cool. Alright, so here's the rice. It's about 2 cups of rice. He added butter and soy sauce. Now we're going in with the frozen vegetables. Corn, and we're going to do peas and carrots, I think is what we have. But if it were me, and it was just me, I think I would want some squash and zucchini and some onions in there on mine. But people in this house, they won't have it. So more soy sauce, lots of soy sauce. Well, we do use the low sodium, so I guess that helps. Alright, I'm in the splash zone. I gotta back up. Cook our egg for the rice, and I was told that I didn't cube the chicken small enough, so if you make this, cut up your chicken in smaller pieces. I keep saying we need to do breakfast out here sometime soon.
Everything's empty.
Need more? long do you cook everything? Till it's done?
It's intuition, the best way I tell you. It's a feel.
Yeah.
You're going for a nice, soft, fluffy feeling with the rice. The vegetables, you want them to get soft. You don't want them hard.
Right.
You usually use a lot of moisture. You can even use water, just don't do too much.
Yeah, you kind of have to learn all these tricks as you've done it over the last little bit.
Really, you're just heating the rice.
But the Instant Pot rice we found is just really makes good rice for this. And then you cook your chicken until it's no longer pink. Until it's done.
Something like that, yeah.
My hands are shaking.
Excited.
Week.
All right, y'all. Well, dinner is done. Dishwasher is going. And it was delicious as always. Tim does a great job with hibachi chicken and rice. Can I get an amen?
I'm better at breakfast.
I thought my children would chime in.
That was good.
Okay, I don't know if y'all got that or not. He said he's better with breakfast. He does really well with breakfast too. But the hibachi chicken, I don't know, it's really good. It's not something that I would stand out there and do. So I enjoy it. Even though I had to prep a little bit, I enjoy not having to cook. And I kind of cleaned up as we went along today, so that's nice to not have as many dishes here late at night. Now, we still haven't tried the cake yet because everybody is full. I couldn't even finish my plate. I probably ate half of it and then passed it on to the next person. But I'm not going to have room for this cake, though it looks absolutely delicious. So what I'll do is I'll add in at the end of this video what the cake was like and how everyone enjoyed it. And I know it's going to be delicious. But I will leave you with that. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing tonight's dinner and dessert. And maybe you can make that for your family. You don't have to have the Blackstone. You could do it in a skillet on the stove top. You could do it on an electric griddle. So give that one a try. Give the cake a try. Let us know how you liked it. So until next time, friends, remember to live simply, use what you have, enjoy the moments you've been given, and I will see you all in the next one.